A very good morning. I, Dr. Pallavi Chaudhary, Associate Professor from Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy, Akurdi, Pune, will be discussing today on the topic Perfumes in Cosmetics Part 2. So in the previous topic we had seen about the introduction part 2 of perfumes in cosmetics. So we are going to go today with the classification of perfumes, manufacturing process, composition of perfumes and fragrance allergenicity. So to just start with, what are the classification of perfumes or how you can classify these perfumes? Perfumes can be classified as parfum. Second is eau de parfum, then toilette, cologne and fresh. So these are the different ways of classifying these perfumes. Then on the basis of this classification, now these perfumes, they have got these perfumes, for how much long hours it stays or it remains. So it is given in this diagram. So as we can see, that is from parfum to fresh, we are seeing that is it lasts from up to 8 hours to less than 2 hours. So depending upon what type of a perfume it is used, we are having the lasting period for each perfume, and it also depends upon the concentration used in each perfume. So as we can see, parfum it will be having 20 to 30%, while ADP is having 15 to 20%, toilette it will be having between 5 to 15%, and then EDC is again between 2 to 4%, and fresh is having between 1 to 3%. So depending upon the concentration present in these perfumes, these have their lasting time, or you can say the period of lasting of these perfumes, that is how much long time they will be lasting. So the other way of that is the classification is these can be classified as traditional as well as modern. So the perfumes can be classified in terms of traditional ways as well as the modern ways. So just to go forward with this further classification. Now generally the single floral, that is the fragrances that are dominated by a scent from one particular flower, in French it is called as soliflore. So these are called as the single floral, when generally this single floral is dominated by the rose. Then floral bouquet. Now floral bouquet, it contains the fragrance of several flowers in a scent. So you can say that it is a mixture of different flowers, and then that forms the floral bouquet. So your examples of floral bouquet are amber, leather or fogger, wood. So these can be used in combination and you can form a floral bouquet. Then the modern way of classification of these perfumes are as follows. The bright floral. Now bright floral means what? That is a fragrance which can be obtained from one or several flowers. So you can have only one single flower from whom you can get the fragrance. Otherwise you can have a combination of several flowers. The second is the green. It means that fragrance it can be obtained from cut grass or leaf, and a light or more modern interpretation of the cypher type. Then the next is aquatic. It means a very clean, modern smell leading to many of the modern androgynous perfumes. So this is just an example, Christian Dior. This is an example of the aquatic perfume. Next is citrus, which has a very freshening effect. Then the fruity. It consists of the aromas of the fruits other than citrus. And the last is gourmand. Now the scent with edible or dessert-like qualities. So the examples are Theory, Mugler's Angel. So these are the different ways of classifying perfumes. So you can classify it as in a traditional way as well as the modern way. And this is the class with a certain examples. Now there are different aromatic sources for these perfumes. Now the fragrances used in these perfumes, they can be found from different sources. So which can be those aromatic sources? You can classify these aromatic sources in three types. The first type is plant source, the second is animal source, and the third is the synthetic source. So just we'll see what are the examples of plant source. They include the flowers, fruits, leaves, roots, resin, seeds or bark. So these are just some examples of the plant source. While the animal source, they will have ambergris, then castoreum, civet, honeycomb, musk. So these are the aromatic sources which can be obtained from animals. While the synthetic source is what? Linalool, coumarin, which are synthesized from the terpenes. So these are the different aromatic sources which, or you can say the fragrances, which can be used in perfumes. Now let's see what are the basic principal chemicals present in a scented product. Now the basic chemicals are like limonene, benzaldehyde, linalool, benzyl acetate, methylene, then camphor, ethanol, terpenoid, then ethyl acetate, acetone. So these are the number of principal chemicals which are present in the scented products, that is in these perfumes, and which give that perfumes that fragrance. Now, as we are saying that these perfumes can be used as a cosmetic, but still they have certain adverse effects. So what are those adverse effects? Basically the skin problems, that is they can cause some skin problems. Then they can be carcinogenic in nature. They can aggravate the lung diseases. They affect the brain, and when they affect the brain, they may cause instant headache, dizziness, nausea, and mood swings. With that, sinus, watery eyes, inability to focus mentally, as well as if these are absorbed by the skin, they can be introduced into the bloodstream. So these are the adverse effects of using the perfume. Then moving next, we will be seeing about the manufacturing process. Now what is the manufacturing process? That is how these perfumes are manufactured. So there are basically 4 steps involved. The first is collection, next is extraction, next blending, and last is the aging. So just we will be seeing one by one of these processes. Now collection, if I mean collection, so it means what? Before manufacturing process begins, the source of suitable fragrances are collected in the manufacturing center. So it is just a collection of these suitable fragrances. Next is the extraction process. Now here in extraction process, the oils are extracted from the plant and other substances by different methods. So there are now a number of methods which can be used for extraction of these oils from the plant, as well as some other sources. So the first extraction method is steam distillation. Now steam distillation, it means what? In this steam is passed through the plant material which is held in a still, and whereby the essential oils, they are removed and they are turned into the gas, and this gas further is passed through the tubes and cooled, liquefied and collected. So this is about the steam distillation. Next method for extraction is solvent extraction. Now in this solvent extraction, what is done? The flower parts are dissolved in a benzene or petrolatum, and that retains the fragrance of the flowers. So these benzene, whatever the solvents are used, these retain the fragrance of that flower parts. Alcohol is also used to dissolve the fragrance and heated to obtain it after evaporation of the alcohol. So this is called as what? Solvent extraction method, where you use solvent for extracting that fragrance. Next method is maceration. Now maceration means what? The plant material is soaked in vegetable oil and it is further heated and strained. So it is mixed with vegetable oil, soaked, heated and strained. This process creates more of infused oil rather than essential oil. So this process is generally used for the infused oil, and these produce the oils which can be generally used for massage purpose. So that is, this method is called as what? Maceration method. Then the next method of extraction is called as the expression. Now this expression method is also known as cold pressing method. Now in this method, what is done? This process is used to extract volatile oils from the citrus fruits like lemon, orange or the grapefruit, and the rinds of these fruits, they are separated from the fruit and then they are pressed. And the result of this is what? You get a watery mixture of the essential oil and the liquid that is separated. So this method is called as what? Expression method. And why it is called as cold pressing? Because you are not using any heat over here for the extraction purpose. So that is why it is called as cold pressing. Then the next method for extraction is enfleurage. Now enfleurage method, it is also called as pomade method, and this method it is used for producing essential oils. That is, what is it? Nowadays this method is not at all used, and as it is very expensive method. More than that, it is more time consuming process. So that is why this enfleurage method, it is not at all preferred nowadays. So we have seen about the extraction method, that is collection was the first method, then the next was the extraction method. After the extraction method, we have done the further processes blending method. Now the blending method, it means what? Once the perfume oils are collected, they are ready to be blended. So blending means what? To blend together with a master formula. So whatever the perfume oils or whatever the oils we are getting from the extraction method, whatever the extraction method we are using to extract the oils, these oils, they are further mixed with a master formula. And after that the scent has been created, it is mixed with the alcohol. And most of the perfumes, they are made up of 10 to 20% of perfume oils which is dissolved in alcohol and a trace of water. And so this process is called as what? Blending process. Then the last manufacturing process is aging. Now perfume is often aged for several months or even years after blending. So once this blending process is completed, these perfumes, they are aged, means what? They have been they are stored for some years or even months, you can say, and to ensure the correct scent has been achieved. So this is called as what? Aging method. So these are the different manufacturing processes. That is it includes the collection, then extraction, blending, and aging. Then the next is what? The composition of perfume. Now basically the composition of perfume means what? What does this perfume contain? It consists of what? Essential oils. Now these essential oils, they can be derived from natural aromatic plant extracts or synthetic aromatic chemicals. So examples are limonene, linalool, geraniol, citral. So these are the different essential oils which can be present in a perfume. The next is what? Fixatives. Now in this also you can have either a natural source or a synthetic substance which is used to reduce the evaporation rate. So here the examples of fixatives are benzyl benzoate or benzyl alcohol. And with that, the perfume also consists of solvents. Now the solvents means what? The liquid in which the perfume oil is dissolved, and in it usually 98% of ethanol is present with 2% of water, and alcohol allows the fragrance to spread along with it and does not permit microbial growth in the perfume, and that is why the role of solvent is also very important in perfume. So these are this is the composition of perfumes, and these are the components of perfume. Moving next, the next point is fragrance allergenicity. Now fragrance allergenicity means what? Basically allergenicity is caused when when certain allergens or allergenic compounds, they are added in a cosmetic preparation, and this is very important when it is added in a cosmetic product, and which will become a key issue, and this was first addressed in the second meeting of CHIC, that is the Cosmetic Harmonization and International Cooperation. So it means what? These allergenic compounds should not be present in the cosmetic product, as that these are called as allergens. The European Union representative addressed the issue of this fragrance allergenicity, and they referred it to the SCCNFP, that is the Scientific Committee for Cosmetic Products and Non-Food Products. And according to them, they have stated that there are about 24 to 26 fragrance ingredients which are termed as fragrance allergenicity. So according to the Annexure 3 of European Union Cosmetic Regulation 1223/2009, currently there are 26 allergens which are present, which can be present, and if they are present in the cosmetic, they may cause some adverse effects. So in 2011, the Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety, they have published an opinion on fragrance allergens in the cosmetic products. And these are the list of fragrance allergens which may be present, and they may cause some harmful effect to the consumer if it is used. So These are the fragrance and allergens which should be avoided, and this is just the use of the